Hej och välkomna till Campus Talks. Jag heter Ida Lind och är strategiskt ansvarig för Campus Skellefteå. Och Campus Talks handlar just om att lyfta dagsaktuella och spännande forsknings- och utvecklingsprojekt som sker vid Campus Skellefteå. Och där du som tittar under ganska enkla former kan få en inblick i pågående forsknings- och utvecklingsprojekt, höra mer om vad som är på gång, men också få en bättre inblick i hur det som händer här relaterar till världen i stort. Temat för idag är hållbar och flexibel elanvändning för framtiden. Och med mig här idag så har jag Manuel Alvarez som är biträdande universitetslektor vid Luleå tekniska universitet i forskningsämnet elkraft. Och idag så kommer vi att göra intervjudelen på engelska. Manuel, welcome to Campus Talks.
Thank you very much, Ida, for the invitation. And I would like to start by thanking the municipality of Skellefteå for supporting the research at the university. And yes, let's talk about the interesting subject of flexibility and electric power system, the relationship between them.
Yes, it will be interesting. At the moment, we have all these energy-intense industries moving to Skellefteå. And as a result, the population is growing. And with more industries and with more people living here, of course also increases the demand for certain services, such as electricity. But will we have enough electricity for the future? I mean, we often present Skellefteå as a leader when it comes to renewable energy. But will we have enough energy for the future?
Yeah, that's an interesting question indeed. I think the issue is about what's going on, what will happen in the future. Let's suppose more renewable energy will be integrated into the power system. So the question is, are we going to be able to couple that production with the consumption that we expect to have here in Skellefteå? So the resource that you need for doing that is called flexibility. And flexibility is a sort of relay race. So you need to make them match in time, production and consumption. So flexibility, you can get it from the consumption side or the production side. In this project, we're going to focus on how you can get flexibility from the consumers. So the main research question is, how do you signal the consumers in order to get flexibility from them, from their behavior?
Interesting. And we are in the midst of a green transition of both industries and of societies. What do you believe is the biggest challenge to enable this green shift for the future? Is it behavior, or is it technology, or power grids?
Yeah, I think all of them. It's difficult to put the finger just in one in one challenge. To name one of them, the biggest challenge. I would say the biggest challenge is complexity. The situation is complex. It involves many elements. Some of them we have identified. Some others we don't know what they are. But for sure we need to have an holistic view of the problem. We would like to implement a system thinking approach. That is the reason why in this project we are bringing several areas of knowledge. So we're mixing electric power engineering, economics, which is a behavioral science, information theory, and also environmental psychology, which is, the novelty, I would think, in this research.
And as I understood it, your research focuses on the electricity user. How has people's behavior changed when it comes to how we use electricity, and what do you see in the future?
I can only speak for my lifetime. So what I have seen is the biggest change in the way we use electricity is the level of automation and control that surrounds us. And I think it's about integration. I think we have been pursuing, bringing all together. Our cell phone, our fridge, our electric car, the Corona Pass is on our phones now. And I think that the same thing is expected to happen with the electric power system. Why not? Let us behave in a way that helps the electric power system and that helps us in return. For example, in how the costs of the electric power system are socialized into our pockets. So I think that's what's coming next.
And as you just mentioned, you just received funding from Rönnbäret Foundation. And as I understood it, your research focuses on collecting information from electricity users. And then you're going to map that information to factors that limits or prevents an efficient and flexible use of electricity. So please tell me more. What are you going to do in this project? And these limiting factors, can you give me an example?
I couldn't have said that better. Yes, we will try to bring to the table something about uncertainty. You know that there is one part of the uncertainty we deal with renewable production, which is known as random uncertainty, the one that we deal with when we play dice or play cards. The other part of uncertainty we are interested in studying is the one that is related to the way we speak, to linguistics, to semantics, because that's the way you elicit information from human beings. But the language is imperfect and we lack information when we try to convey information. So, yes, surveying is the key to that. We need to design service in a way that people is willing to provide information, that people will understand what information is being asked for, and in a way that we can use that information for something else. For example, for detecting or determining what are the limiting factors that are avoiding customers acting in a flexible and way towards the electric power system. So yes, and that's the focus of it. We don't know yet what will be those limiting factors, but we have some ideas. It may be a lack of incentive. It may be the type of incentives that we are offering to customers to join the pool of behaving accordingly to, for example, renewable production. But I think there is more to it.
And the result, what you see, what can this lead to in practice? What kind of possibilities can be created from this project?
When you process all that information, you can use it for tuning a specific part of technology that you can incorporate to the system, which is called energy management system, and that you can have in an airport, that you can have in a house, and that will integrate, talking again about integration, that will integrate two parts of the system, what happens on one side of electric meter and on the other side of electric meter. So on one side you have the customer with their preferences and their quality of life that we are trying not to jeopardize with these ideas. And on the other side you have the electric power system with their own needs and the quality of service that they have to provide to the customers. So that piece of element is the key to getting flexibility in an automated way from the customers to the electric power system.
Interesting to hear. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much for the invitation again, Ida, and thank you everybody.